When you have balance in your life, work becomes an entirely different experience. There is a passion that moves you to a whole new level of fulfillment and gratitude, and that's when you can do your best, for yourself and for others. I just don't think that I trust men. That's the problem. I can appreciate a beautiful-looking man, but he's not my type. I love a vintage look that's also a bit rock and roll. I wish my school days could have dragged on a little longer, or that I could go back and do it later in life. The energy you give off is the energy you receive. I really think that, so I'm always myself, jumping, dancing, singing around, trying to cheer everybody up. Victoria's Secret is really about celebrating women and what they stand for, the strength. My sexuality is not a phase. I am who I am. I like to keep my private life private. I want to fall in love, I think. I know. Everyone I know's been in love or in relationships now, and there's been people telling me they love me, but it freaks me out and I just run. I think I'm a bad girlfriend. I treat the camera like a person, I gaze into it. Photos are a flat thing, and you need to put life into them. In the 90s, I wouldn't have been a supermodel. I worked hard to be accepted by the fashion community in ways beyond my physical appearance. In no time, though, I found myself surrendering to the industry's approval process. I felt like I needed validation from everyone. As a result, I lost sight of myself and what it meant to be happy, what it meant to be successful. At school, I was a tomboy, and it would be me and all my guy friends. I want to explore the world properly, to be able to write about and take pictures of all kinds of different cultures, just be an explorer or adventurer. I also love extreme sports. Women are what completely inspire me, and they have also been my downfall. My dream is to go spend a week on some island with no phone. You never realize that you have an impact on people's lives. There are so many girls that go through so many problems and who come to me. I really try and take time to speak to as many people as possible. I need to be able to be at a gig and just put my bag on the floor and not worry about it being stood on or getting ruined. You want a bag that can go through anything, and a little bit of softness is always lovely. If I don't have a dog, I can just pet my bag. I get a lot of girls who say, I just want to be a model so badly, and I think, you can do better than that. I mean, look, I do love it, I'm not saying anything bad about it, I just think you can do a lot more. This modeling thing, it's pretty easy, but actually it's also really tough. I love acting. I do it as a hobby. If I was able to have that as a career, hopefully the fashion thing is a stepping stone. I was so worried when I started modeling that it would hinder my chances of acting. Kids should speak to each other. They're horrid to each other online, they bully each other. They should shut up and stop it. The problem with social media is there is too much freedom. It's too much, too young. I grew up in the upper class, for sure. My family was kind of about that whole parties and horse racing thing. I can understand it's fun for some. I never enjoyed it. I love Christopher Bailey in Burberry, Mulberry for bags, and Hudson for jeans. I like a little bit of designer with a bit of vintage and high street mixed in. I love it when you find those one-off key pieces, which end up becoming investment pieces. I always go for comfort, and like feeling confident and casual. I really think that it's disgusting that Paris is the only place where it is illegal for paps to follow you around. It actually took someone losing their life, Diana, an inspirational woman, and then it changed, but they still won't change it in London. It's horrible. The thing is, if I ever found a guy I could fall in love with, I'd want to marry him and have his children. And that scares me to death because I think I'm a whole bunch of crazy, and I always worry that a guy will walk away once he really, truly knows me. I had no interest in fashion when I was younger. I was such a tomboy. Fashion Week is horrible. I mean, it isn't horrible, really, it's amazing. But having to work that much every day is. My way of relaxing was always doing the opposite and playing the drums, but I need to be able to actually chill. As a kid, I got teased about my unibrow. Now I love my brows. I started modeling when I was 16. The odds were against me. At 5 feet 8 inches, I was shorter than most girls in the business. Still, I gave it a shot, and like with most things in my life, I never gave up. Once I find a bag that I love, I wear it always. I just don't change my bags. I literally find one and stay with it. Fame, do I like it? No, It has bought a lot for me in my career, but there are a lot of downsides to it. You give up your privacy. I did it to myself but not to my family and friends. You don't ask for it, you just have to live with it. I love talking to my friends at uni and seeing what they are doing. They're just finishing their dissertations, and I kind of wish I could live their life for a second. I wish my school days could have dragged on a little longer, or that I could go back and do it later in life. With acting, the last thing you do is try to look pretty. Modeling actually makes acting harder, it makes you so self-aware. I always wake up 10 minutes before I have to be anywhere. It's hard finding people you trust or who aren't going to take your money. Everyone wants to get a piece of whatever you're doing. It's a nightmare. I like a little bit of designer, with a bit of vintage and high street mixed in. I love it when you find those one-off key pieces, which end up becoming investment pieces. Psoriasis is an autoimmune disease, and I'm sensitive. I want to behave more like a boy. I want to be the strong one. When I was really small, my mother had difficulty keeping me dressed, as I liked to be naked. I definitely had very strong ideas on what I wanted to wear. My favorite look was always Action Man and Spider-Man. Now though, I really like beautiful clothes. I love comfort. Comfort is very key to me because I spend most of my time in very uncomfortable things, so it's all about trainers and flats. It's strong to be vulnerable. To be able to communicate with other women is one of the most powerful things. I like fashion, but I love music and film. They are my two passions. I would love to pursue my acting and my love of music more than anything. I'm quite surprised that nobody has asked me to do my own line of tweezers. I totally would love to do that. Or, like, mascara. Cara's mascara. There's a really easy way of just kind of wearing makeup but looking like there's nothing on your face. I'm still not very good at it, and I'm learning slowly. I'm a world-class beatboxer. You should hear the noises I can make with my mouth. I'm just not into happy clappy pop, unless it's happy clappy pop in a good way. I wanted to be a Disney Channel star. I wanted to be Hannah Montana. I never do anything to my hair. I just wash it. It tends to get dry, so I just try to put good, natural oils in it. I do a deep conditioning mask, which is quite good. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.